Is inflation taking a bite out of your grocery budget? Andrews Federal Credit Union is here to help. Introducing our Inflation Buster Share Certificate with 5% APY for 7 months, now through December 2nd. Bring your money to Andrews Federal Credit Union today. The Inflation Buster account must be open with new money. Andrews Federal Credit Union membership is not just for the military. We also serve the community. Visit andrewsfcu.org.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Must have $1,000 minimum balance to earn advertised APY.
The thought process towards people of African descent has always been and continues to be that we're less than. And so this notion or feeling of being less than drives public policy, which contribute to poor health outcomes for our people. The social determinants of health are the non-medical factors that influence health outcomes. They are the lived conditions in which people are born, in which they grow, in which they work, in which they live, and in which they age. These forces are systems. They are important influence on health inequities and the unfair and avoidable differences in health status seen within and between countries. The lower the social economic position, the worse the health. For every dollar of wealth an African American may have, whites will have $18. So that is a huge economic barrier, an economic disparity. So it's not about necessarily the individuals who represent these systems, but the systems itself are what drive the inequalities. And so what we have to focus our energies and attentions on is the systemic changes that are necessary in our communities to make sure and ensure that every individual, and especially those in the African American community who have suffered from years of historical and generational trauma as an outcome of enslavement and all kinds of policies and laws that have been a constant threat to our very existence. Storytelling is part of our tradition, and we're going to tell our story from our perspective, right? To communicate clearly how these policy changes and others will help bring quality of life, of peace and prosperity. We're under too much stress. Just being Black in America is a stressful experience. We have to change that. And that's what we're committed to doing here in our Igniting Hope podcast today. We're going to invite you to join us in this movement to bring health equity to our community. It's never been done in America. Well, now is the time. Now is the time. So this is Pastor George Nicholas, Chair of the Buffalo Center for Health Equity. Well, we're so grateful that you took the time today, and we're going to have some exciting guests, some exciting people who are doing some great work, not only in Buffalo, but around the country, that are going to be joining us for some very important conversations as we build a community of hope, a community of caring, and a community of equity.
¿Buscas trabajo? Únete a un equipo ganador. Swissport está contratando agentes de carga, empleado para recarga de combustible y agentes para manejo de personal de tierra. Swissport ofrece entrenamiento pagado, salario competitivo y mucho más. Están contratando para el Aeropuerto Internacional Dulles. Para más información, envía un texto con la palabra Swissport al 2200 o visita swissport.com/careers. Palabra Swissport al 2200 o visita swissport.com/careers.
HIV is still an issue in Montgomery County. The more open we're able to talk about HIV, we treat it like any other health prevention.
PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. People who are not HIV positive, who may be at high risk for contracting the disease. This is a good choice for you.
It's just a way for you to sort of take control and say, I'm going to do this to protect myself. Do it for them. Do it for you, Montgomery County.
Learn more about PrEP, the HIV prevention medication. Visit doitforumc.org.